Good morning. It is Thursday morning, and I'm just thinking about the oddities of life. Number one is the new beard that I'm growing. I had a young lady who came in a couple of nights ago, and she didn't know quite what to say. She's always a little bit um, gregarious, might be a good word for her behavior in class, and so she called me Weird Beard, and I hope that does not stick. So I don't know why I am repeating that on a social platform. Oh well, there are instances where we need to recognize the limitations that we have as human beings. Our emotional filter is the filter through which we see the world. And people that are successful at getting to where they need to be, and you know where you need to be, where you would like to be, at least you can envision that in rough form. We all try to visualize that place where we would like to be. That is really affected by our emotional state. And our emotions are wonderful things, but I like to categorize them in two different types of emotions. And one is a reactive and often incorrect um, feeling or assessment of a situation. We're angry, or we decide that that advertisement really has something we really want and we spend money unnecessarily, or we feel bad about an interaction with someone when we really don't know what they intended by not answering our social media post within an hour or two. We have these automatic knee jerk lower level emotions. And then it seems to me there are another level of emotions that tend to be um, upper level. They are our higher aspirations and inspirations that motivate us and inspire us, and really are creative versus reactive. So, something to think about it is I always have a feeling that when it comes to a decision that is important, I have a knee jerk reaction. I know what the correct path is just by you have a sense of it for a moment, and then the reactive emotions kick in. And then you start trying to convince yourself to do something that you know is not the correct path, oftentimes. And that is because it is more work, or you perceive it to be more work, or you have some other emotional reaction that holds you back from that. And the solution is not to stifle emotions, if such a thing is even possible. People tell me it is, but I do not see evidence that you can squash your emotional responses. Certainly, you can shape them and you can focus your thinking in certain areas. That is very important to craft what is a productive future. But it is the recognition of what those emotions are. Some of them are productive and some of them are not. And the reactive, strong emotions of fear and anger create problems for us oftentimes. All right. So, with that in mind, I have two quotes. One is illuminating, and the other one is a little bit funny based on uh, historical circumstances. So, the first is Dale Carnegie, who wrote the famous book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And he wrote, any fool can criticize, condemn, and complain, and most fools do. But it takes character and self-control to be understanding and forgiving, which, was kind of a common sense, beginning of the 20th century type of conventional folk wisdom. And it is true. And then we have something that runs back a couple of millennia. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor, and Stoic philosopher. And this is what he is listed as. Marcus Aurelius did not claim he was a philosopher. He claimed he was a student of philosophy. It is later generations that claimed he was a philosopher. So, however we define him, he was emperor of the known world. And he wrote, when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They're like this because they can't tell good from evil. So we have two different takes on a situation, both of them recognizing the idea that we need to be careful with how we react to people. So that is it. I will see you tomorrow.